What is up, guys?
Yeah, so I'm Samuel Day, director of Transfiguration. I'm joined by
Justin, the antagonist. Michael, the protagonist.
Henry, the side guy, side character guy.
the side guy.
the side
I like
guy.
that. Okay.
Mhm.
If you're listening to this, then that means everything went well and the recording is perfectly fine.
I'll stay for now, but I don't know.
Henry, this is the first time I've seen you since August.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It has.
In terms of like the movie,
Yeah. So
so I wasn't there for most of the filming. Well, I was.
you were there
maybe
for like
maybe
60%.
Yeah, a little over half. The stuff that I wasn't there for, that's what I was excited to see.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was here for this scene.
Oh, you were?
No.
Yeah.
We were
Physically, I was there.
We were here for the Pepsi advertisement day.
The Pepsi product
Yeah, the
placement.
product place.
So Justin.
Probably not going to show
Or,
up.
okay, let's start with Henry. Then.
Yes.
Like Henry, where were you when I posted this? Where were you at?
I was.
Whatever.
I don't remember when exactly it was posted. I was on a call with some friends though, and
Or,
I saw it was
let me
uploaded.
rephrase that. Where were you when you first watched it? Like, how did that go?
We all watched it on a Discord call.
Oh,
and
okay.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All three of you guys did?
No, not with these
Oh,
guys.
okay.
I was with my own people.
Okay.
And we watched it together, and it was kind of funny because like a few days later, I was talking about how I wanted to watch a movie every day in December, but I wasn't going to be able to like fit them in because of work. So I was like, I might just do short films. My friend's like, oh yeah, I watched a short film recently, and I was like, oh, which one? He's like, wait a minute, it was the one you were in.
I think this might be the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, this whole opening scene.
Like, in general, I think this might be the best. Okay, I don't know about best scene I've ever directed, but it's like a highlight for sure.
It was fun to do.
Yeah, this whole opening. It
This
just
bit of music right here was my roommate who did that.
nice.
Thank you, Jeff.
This whole opening scene, just like filming, it kind of worked out perfectly.
Oh, for sure.
Mainly because of the weather.
Well, I can't get over how we weren't supposed to film this night. I think you were busy the day we scheduled,
Yeah,
and you're like, I can only do this night, and it just happened to work out.
yeah.
Yeah. Everything in our favor. Yeah.
I think I don't remember, but I might have been like working in the morning or
Probably.
something. Yeah.
Who was
Well,
that?
we always planned to film this at night. Like, that
Yeah.
was in the script. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be at night. But,
That usually
yeah,
happens.
I just can't get over how, like, the stars aligned perfectly.
Mhm.
We all had just the right amount of time.
Bloodstones
It
on
was
the door?
raining all night. It never stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rain was like the best part.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it like started raining right when we all showed up too.
Yeah. No, yeah, because, yeah.
It like started to like it was drizzling a little bit. It was like sunny out whenever I left my house.
Wallet in your car.
Um,
And then by the time I got there, it was,
It was,
just,
like, pouring.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a quote from I think it's Fincher said this, but there's like he said, "You always know how to direct your movie as soon as it's finished being made."
Yeah.
Because I'm looking back and I'm like, "Oh, I could have done this better. I should have ordered this equipment." But it's like, it's done now, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this scene took forever to cut together and do all the sound for.
Yeah, it's a lot of just things, cuts and
So they're like cutting back between you two, like if it seems seamless, if it feels natural, that means I did my job.
Right.
And if it doesn't, it means I failed. Because I was like, oh my gosh, how do I cut all of this together? And it's like just literally Michael watching TV and you going in the garage.
here's the iconic,
Yeah.
I think we got Kevin Spacey for that shot.
yeah,
Really? Is that him?
Yeah.
What is he
and the
doing?
man himself.
My roommate did the score music for this part here.
He did a good job. I like it.
Yeah,
he said that. He said that to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Best shot in the movie, right there."
Yep. Like,
The weather was literally in our favor.
Pretty much, yeah. And I got wet.
it's awesome because we got it twice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'll upload bloopers around the time I post this, and like
Yeah.
the shot when we did that, and like right after I just run up, I'm like, "Yeah!" And we're like shouting.
I know. I love it.
All right, that was a good movie. What'd you think?
Good.
Pretty good. 2 out of 10, just because I'm not a big Pepsi fan. That's not true. That's not true.
This took like 5 hours to get together one night. I went to class the next day with like 3 hours of sleep, and it was worth it.
you ever say how she was even able
What was like? So would you say this is the hardest, or was the first scene the hardest?
To cut together?
Yeah. Hardest
That's a good question. I would say
or maybe took the most time.
took the most time.
Yeah.
Probably the opening, just because I kept I would do like a little bit each night, and I was doing that on my laptop. I wasn't using computers for my classes.
Yeah.
Because once I did that, that really sped up the process because they were much better than my own laptop. But this scene was like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out.
In terms of like filming,
I don't know, you could still get a girl. Have
these two nights, like the night of the opening scene and then this night, were just like really fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah, these were definitely like you asked like what our favorite night was, and it was between these two with all of us.
I think the opening scene night was my favorite just because of how well like it ended up working.
Oh, the
out.
stars aligned perfectly.
Yeah.
And
we've had a run of bad
which
luck.
is ironic considering the fact that most of the time that never happens. Like it's always there's always problems coming up of like weather, scheduling,
I don't know.
everything, technical difficulties, and it just everything went smoothly.
Would you calm down? No, I'm not gonna calm
Michael,
down.
calm down.
We're gonna be fine.
Did
No,
we
I'm not
have
calm.
the footage of whenever we almost hit the deer?
So
We had the audio.
it's, no,
The audio?
there's footage, but it's aimed. The camera's like aimed at the floor
Yeah.
because we weren't really, or it's like we were filming out like the window or something. We weren't
Mhm.
just getting B-roll, and then so the audio exists. I can post that at some point. I
Go
should
ahead.
still have it.
Yeah.
The deer was in like the other lane, but it was still scary
Yeah, so-
nonetheless. That road just is full of deer all the
So
time.
for the listeners, like, yeah, what was it, Michael? You were driving,
Yeah,
and there was a deer on the road.
yeah.
At some
like
point.
on there's like it was a one lane like on each side, and there was a deer on that like was just standing in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm
So I was doing like I was like speaking, and then like in the middle of it, I was like, oh fuck, and then it just like swerved.
Hey, I think I know that
serious right now. Look,
Wow, he's literally me.
guy. By the way, if anyone's listening to this, feel free to make Sigma edits of Justin's character.
Yeah.
I would love to see them.
Don't feel free, just do it.
You can also you don't have to only use footage from the film. You can record me in real life whenever
Yeah.
I'm out and about.
If you manage to
I'll
find
know
them.
what it's for. I'll know what you're doing.
Okay, you can see the window. I remember the window was fogging up a lot that shoot.
That's just adding to the immersion.
Yeah.
That's just a Camry thing.
So this is
My
one.
camera.
This is one of the only scenes though. I did like no color correction to anything here.
It just looks so beautiful. It's on.
It's the golden light is
Yeah.
so unique.
My
But-
one shot that I did is coming up here. That I actually like.
yeah,
on the
yeah,
camera for.
I know what you're talking about. No, so when I posted this, I was gonna post this at like midnight on, so like 12 a.m. Friday.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend of mine as I was editing this, like the week before, and I was like, I don't know if I can make that dead. Like, I am so pressed, like finals and work and classes, and just like my own like sleep schedule. It's like I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, well, you don't have to post it at midnight. You can post it at like 11:59 p.m. on Friday. You never said what time. You just said the day. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I did it like 8 p.m. on that Friday. I'm like, it's fine. It's still the same day.
Because remember, like coming home from work, and I was gonna watch it like immediately when I got home, and then I noticed it wasn't even uploaded yet.
That shot is really
Yeah,
nice.
I like that. Shit.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Bringing back the world as we once knew it. Then why don't you drink it?
So here's the question though:
You're not gonna
who
answer
gives the best performance in the movie?
first. Test it on yourself.
I don't know.
You really
Mm.
feel
Like who did the best acting?
Yeah.
I think Justin.
See, for
I had the easiest character though to act.
Yes.
I'll answer that when we finish watching it. I think.
Yeah.
I was kind of.
There's my shot.
Yeah, that was yeah. Well, it's yeah. There's more of it.
I like this shot too. I like how it's like kind of.
Yeah.
It's like crooked a little.
I do like this with the reflection in Henry's glasses.
Yeah.
Also, I want to thank my roommate Josh Selmwinkle for
For
Oh.
shooting a gun.
that too. Yeah. No, he did a lot of the sound design. I'd be like, can you give me the sound effect? And he'd like message it to me. So that was very helpful.
These nights, or I guess they were evenings, more like of filming, where
Yeah.
I was just on the bed, were my least favorite.
That's fair.
Granted, it's like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days in total that I was. I guess okay, there were a few more days.
We did
but
a couple of.
It was
things,
we did 13 days of filming in total.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear it was more.
I kept track, but it was over the course of the entire summer.
That's
obviously.
true.
Yeah. I just remember there's like a couple more scenes that. But this whole thing is I'm just on a bed.
Yeah.
And it was like the pain sounds that I had to do like made my nose really stuffed up.
You can handle yourself out there.
Did you like getting bloody?
It was funny. Like
All of us had to get bloody at some
Yeah.
point,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I think I had like 3 different shirts.
Michael and I had to get the most blood on us.
Yeah.
Royalty
it
free
felt
stuff
it
here.
felt weird because it was like
I
on
had
my
to get
shirt and it
eye.
was like stuck to my chest.
Yeah, okay, I want to say this while we're talking about this. Justin, you poured blood on Michael, and you weren't looking at him.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That's coming up later,
Yeah,
but like,
it's the shot where like blood comes
Well,
out of your.
we'll
you
see it
saw
later.
that,
We'll see it later.
But that shot that we just watched, where Michael's running into the kitchen.
Yeah.
That was the first one. That was the first shot we ever.
that was the
made.
the very first day, first thing we filmed.
You still have footage of like when he poured the blood in my eye on accident.
I should still have it.
Awesome.
I'm happy with how this whole audio thing came out.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I
Like,
did it
just-
myself.
Yeah,
You did a great job. I like this too.
and I mean like me and Michael's back and forth performance I think turned out nice.
That was
Transition.
Thank you. That's Justin. It's Transfiguration.
Transfiguration.
This is the first scene I completed editing.
This is my
Oh
first
yeah, I
day of
remember.
shooting.
I remember
I
saying
believe.
this to us.
One of the next days, I saw Michael and I was like, "Oh yeah, what'd you think of the scene?" You're like, "I don't know. I watched it on my phone. I think it was fine."
Did I actually say that?
Pretty, like more or less. I'm exaggerating. You're like, "I watched it on my phone. It was pretty good." I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever."
I was in character.
Your method acting as a suicidal depressed man.
Yeah.
I can drive you.
I did like the scene though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the scene turned out really solid.
I really like.
I was really stressing out about
Thank
all
you.
this.
I did
Thank
it
you so
myself.
much, man.
By the way, if you're wondering, if you don't know, I wrote, directed,
There's my
edited
target box code.
all of this.
You okay?
So if you like it, it's my fault. If you dislike it, it's
Yeah,
my
I'm fine.
fault.
Yeah, there's the Accord.
There's Justin's truck in the
Yep.
background.
Yeah. There's Michael's egg on the clock,
What?
or whatever that thing is.
Okay, so
The
there's a,
frog?
there's a continuity
Yeah,
error
yeah,
coming
it
up. I'm
doesn't-
gonna go ahead and just exploit or expose myself here
Okay.
in a second.
Oh, is it the Tylenol?
No,
I was watching this with somebody, and then she's a nurse,
Is that how we pull
and
up
I
right
asked
by
like,
the
"Can you
truck?
overdose on Tylenol?" And she was like, "No."
really?
You can.
Yeah.
Really?
Also, I don't think it's honestly.
You're clearly
I don't think it's so much the fact that you can or you can't, because it's still like
He's trying.
yeah,
he's
yeah.
trying.
It's the
Justin, or he doesn't have his glasses on in that window shot or mirror
Oh.
shot.
Oh.
Yeah, and I noticed that as I was cutting it down. I'm like, it's too late now. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
What's going on, man?
That's my ADR of him crying.
Wait, we had ADR of me crying.
No, I did that.
Oh.
I just ADR'd some like sounds.
Because like I don't remember doing
It's
that.
pretty
Yeah.
seamless. I didn't notice.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
Dude, I'm the best editor on the planet.
I think it's kind of funny. There's like a good 2 shots of me just like looking at him while he's crying. And
Michael,
I'm
your
just, like,
shirt looks bigger in that shot. I think that was a different one.
It was a different shirt. I have like 5 to 10 like white shirts.
This scene was so hard to do.
This was the first day of shooting, right?
It was
like
yeah, I
one
think
of the
so.
first.
Yeah. Well, we
'Cause I wasn't there for
reshot
that.
this fight so many times.
Yeah.
This is royalty-free music, by the way. And oh my gosh, this took me so long. And I would export it and be like, I can't export or whatever. Get an error message. So Henry, what do you think of this? Because you weren't there for this.
Yeah.
filming.
I think because usually, you know, when you do stuff like this with like, you know,
This
undead
sounds like a
creatures,
panic.
you
What's
would try to put like some sort of distortion on the voice. I do like that it's just a normal screaming. you
Yeah.
know?
I kept flip-flopping as to what I wanted to do with my voice.
Yeah.
And it is inconsistent throughout the movie, but
Yeah, because the
Whatever.
opening is more distorted.
yeah, oh, it definitely was.
And then it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds differently.
This took me so long. Not even cutting it together, just doing all the like sound effects.
So we're in this room right now.
Okay, but this is the shot.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
recording
we're-
this in the basement, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
in the room where this was.
The room where it
the
happened.
scene
Oh,
was
there's the
filmed.
thumbnail. Okay, that's the shot where Justin poured blood on Michael without looking at him.
Right. So
I think it
that's
turned
the
out,
That's the second
honestly-
attempt. The first attempt I poured out directly in his eye.
Yeah.
Also, Henry, you weren't there for it.
No.
When we recorded that, I hit the wall at one point.
I
I slid down,
yeah.
and Michael and Justin looked at me and were just like, Are you okay?
Because it made like a loud sound.
It's like
like
the
you
loudest
broke something.
No.
I assume those walls over there are like hollow, right? Or like more hollow than normal. So it is distorted there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have this thing, a phase I'm going through right now. I really like color correcting stuff to make it like this green kind of shade,
a bit of a problem
what you
here.
see here.
I like the
The
color.
fact they're running loose in the house and I don't have anything to kill it with. Okay, I have an idea.
I think
You go in the closet.
we changed the name of what was it, Michael's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a friend of mine who
Man, I'm not gonna do
had someone stalk her named Eric. So we changed it to Eli, because in the script it said Eric, and I never changed it, because I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not going through each,
Right.
every single one is changing
I think there might have been only one part where I said Eli though.
Right. It was like when you were talking about the whole stripe. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a huge deal, but I was like, alright, let's just change it.
My
Here's another
character,
one.
trivia for my character, I'm Ricky. That's my name.
Oh yeah, in canon that's your
Yeah,
name, but
that's
it's,
not-
I realized like,
It never came up.
Yeah,
it
it never-
didn't need to though.
yeah, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
I got blood coming out of my nose.
That's just a little bit of Transfiguration trivia for all the old heads.
Put it on
Transfigured
the-
trivia,
Put it on the
Trans-
fan
tri-
wiki.
trivia figuration.
Eli, we can't give up on you yet.
Every journey has to come to an end. Everyone has a time to go. Mine just happens to be.
If you pay attention, that line has more significance than you may think.
Why do you reuse the same line? What are you uncreative?
Why did
You're
you
right.
say-
I'm
why
a
did-
fraud.
Why did you put the same line twice? It's stupid.
I'm a fraud.
Well, we are in David's house.
Who?
David, there's a friend of mine. I didn't realize it, but I will say the one criticism I have is I don't think this whole thing was necessary. Like explaining the two different infected.
Well, I wasn't gonna do it, but then I couldn't get an actor to play the
Well, yeah, but
infected
I don't know.
on the first night, so it's like, all right, whatever.
I feel like that's you don't really. I don't know. I just felt like it didn't need to be explained at all.
I think it left.
No, don't open it. What if it's still like I get it is an inconsistency, but
I think those shoes that I wore in this movie, like they were like breaking over time, and like by the time like the movie finished, like they were like, I think like the bottom part of the shoe just like fell off.
You should have hung on to them, sold them as merchandise.
What are you doing with your shoes? That's the second shoe that it fell apart when you were just walking.
No, but I've had these shoes since like the beginning of high school.
the shoes became infected.
Probably, honestly,
This
yeah.
is me when my shoe breaks.
That's how I felt.
You still got them on too. I remember you guys showed me this. I think. the
Yeah,
first
well,
day.
I initially did an edit of this where I
Yeah.
put like a version of The Weeknd's Echoes of Silence over this without any lyrics, and it fit really well. But obviously, I
Like
couldn't
the
do that.
instrumental.
Yeah, just an instrumental version of that. I'm realizing now, like, I mean, I've said this before, like, all of my films I work on are always so bleak and miserable. I'm
I
gonna
think-
keep it that way.
I think this upcoming one. I don't know if we want to say anything about it, but I think this upcoming one's going to be a little more colorful.
It's more. It's not as miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like some positivity, whereas
Yeah.
this, and I mean, there's positivity here.
I think there's a good message here. So what do you want to
This is probably the easiest scene to cut together.
Yeah.
I did this in like an hour. This was
Yeah.
really easy.
I don't even remember shooting this, honestly.
He came. It was on a Sunday
I
morning.
don't, were you here for this?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
there.
He was?
He was
Okay.
there. Yeah, because when we shot this after it was over, you were like, "Do you want to make another one next year?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because I had to go to work right after this. I have my work
Yeah.
shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
I think I ate like at least 4 packs of those. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Justin, you were there.
This was like the Wolf of Wall Street scene where Leo had to eat a shrimp like 80 times and got
Oh,
sick.
okay. So what you're saying is Michael is basically the next Leo DiCaprio?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Except instead of shrimp, I ate gummy. What was it, like gummy fruit things?
It was fruit snacks.
Yeah.
I
Hey, I
forgot
know
what
that
they were
guy.
called.
Okay,
Okay,
so
this
this
is-
is actually a reference to Ricky.
Right.
My roommate did the score music for this. He did a fantastic job. We had to do that 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh my god! The next like 3 days, my like leg and thigh were just hurting so much. But I dealt with my pain in silence like a real man.
Turn your headphones down.
All right,
like a
headphone
decibel
users.
limiter.
I was trying to save you. Just leave us alone. Connected, aren't you?
Holy crap.
This is perfect. This is perfect.
Holy crap, Lois! I'm in
I've
Transfiguration.
got blood spilling out of my body by the hour. Your cure's worthless. You didn't have to put a bullet in my friend. Either one of you would have taken it unless you were forced to. You don't know that?
Josh did the score for this scene, right?
Yes,
too?
yeah.
Yeah,
This is all him.
yeah,
You
I
think that
I
I'm
really like this.
Some idiotic
Like,
child.
The music
whose
elevates it.
decision
Thank you,
making is
Josh.
based purely on impulse. You two weren't the first
Must have been
survivors
like
I've
like
been
like all
forced to
digital.
experiment on.
As far yeah.
Same.
As far as I know,
What software did you
Every
use?
single one
that's a
of
good
us
question.
Too scared. To
Yeah, I wasn't in the
realize
room when he was
sacrifices
making it. I was
have to be
over
made for the greater good.
editing the movie. He was doing the score music like the day I was releasing this, and I was just like, okay, can you do this, this, and this? And he's like, I guess. And so he turned in a few tracks.
I'm the hero here, not you. I'm the one who you will all look at as the savior, who went to hell and back for you.
You're right.
You're right.
I get it now.
No, he's not. Where is he? He's dead because of you. Your cure is worthless. I'm gonna be dead within an hour. Oh, it's going to work. And when it does, you're gonna be worshiping me like a god for taking mercy on you and your pathetic.
That's
Money
your-
shot.
That's your
Yeah.
No.
We had to do that like 5 times.
Right.
Couldn't get the blood to come out of your mouth well.
I got spit on like 10 times because like you couldn't see it. Wasn't picking up on camera that I was.
Well,
getting
the
spit
first
on.
like couple times we did, the blood was too, or the fake blood was too thick because the corn syrup.
And
Yeah,
couldn't
so
reach it.
it wouldn't reach
Yeah.
my face.
Where is he? Where is he?
Do you have a headcanon on like what Ricky did to make the elixir, the antidote?
Aluminum powder, iron oxide, and one pocket.
It doesn't really matter, and I think it's creepier not knowing.
Sure, but I mean like
I think I left something in the garage.
It's got to be like. the
is
Krabby
this
Patty.
just some
I'm
normal
not-
guy?
I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything in case Warner Brothers wants us to make a sequel.
Okay. I was gonna say, is this just some guy who's like putting stuff together, or does he actually have a past of like science and medicine?
I stole the Krabby Patty
We-
secret form.
If we ever have to make a sequel, because I could write it to where everyone survives. If we ever have to, make a sequel, a Godfather 3.
Can I be like a cyborg? That'd be funny, I think.
Yeah, that would fit within the tone really well with what we went for. Also, I didn't realize this till
That's
recently.
very totally appropriate.
Yeah, I didn't realize this till recently. There's a lot of elements from the movie Prometheus that I took from on accident.
Oh yeah,
Have any of you guys seen Prometheus?
I haven't.
Who's the director?
Who directed Prometheus?
Wait,
Ridley Scott.
this ADR, I was just like in a room by myself, and Michael and Sam were in the other room,
Yeah.
and I was just for like 10 minutes. I was like, I could hear them laughing.
Get me out of here! I didn't do anything. No, so yeah, I could write. I accidentally took a lot of inspiration from Prometheus, which I won't say what. If you've seen Prometheus, the climax, there are some similarities in some ways.
I never got all the achievements. I never 100%ed it.
I have an answer for who I think the best performance was, but I'll say it when it ends.
It was Sam.
It was the weather.
The weather.
Touche.
Real talk.
Well, there was one day it started pouring rain as we were filming,
Oh yeah.
and we had to stop because the power went out.
Wasn't that during
When was that?
like the Justin Michael confrontation?
Yeah, it was your guys. We were filming your fight scene.
I mean Ricky Eli.
Yeah,
Oh, the first time, like when I had the cast.
I think so.
We didn't even talk about that. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I was the villain because I broke my arm in like the first half of that summer, I just had a bright pink cast on my arm. But so we.
My
so
roommate did this bit of score music too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I know that guy.
So that when I was watching it for the first time with my friends, my friend said that music from like the last monologue is from The Last of Us. Is that true?
It's not. It's very similar though, but I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it. Thank you for watching. Actually, we got a tad bit longer. 5 seconds. Thank you for watching. We're all gonna die, and
this is a movie predicting the next 2 years on Earth.